Hello, in this video I will show you how to replace the coolant and bleed the cooling system on Toyota FJ Cruiser. The car that I am replacing the coolant on is Toyota Corolla Verso, but the procedure is very similar for this car. First we need to drain the coolant. To drain the coolant we need to open the coolant tank cap. Next we're going to drain the coolant. On some cars the radiator has a drain plug, on others it doesn't have. If the radiator has a drain plug, it will look something like this. In order to loosen it, you need a ratchet with a socket size 12. You need to loosen it and then the coolant will start flowing. If the video is useful, please like and comment on the video and subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this. Here you can see it started flowing, and when the coolant stops flowing, then you can close off the drain plug. On some cars the radiator doesn't have a drain plug, so you need to disconnect the lower radiator hose. This is the lower radiator hose right there. You need to move this metal clamp and then take out the hose. Once the hose is removed from the radiator, all the coolant will flow from the radiator. Once all the coolant has been drained, then you can put the radiator hose back on and put the metal clamp back on. Next we need to fill the cooling system with coolant and bleed the cooling system. To do that, first we're gonna go inside the car. We're going to turn the ignition on and then go to the heater and set the heater to the maximum temperature and the blower motor to the lowest setting. We need to do that because this way the heater core valve opens, and then when we fill the cooling system with coolant, the coolant will go inside the heater core. So again, we need to put it to the highest temperature and the lowest setting on the blower motor. Then we're going to turn the ignition off and fill the cooling system with coolant. So we've already removed the coolant tank cap. Now I'm going to put the funnel in there and I'm going to start pouring coolant into the cooling system. I'll pour coolant until it goes up to the maximum level. Then I'm going to start squeezing the radiator hoses so that we try to take the air out of the cooling system. I think the cooling system now is full, the coolant is up to the maximum level, so now I'm going to start squeezing the radiator hoses. I'm going to squeeze the upper hose and the lower hose. When we squeeze the radiator hose, when you look in there, you see air bubbles coming out, and you see how the coolant will start to drop. You should squeeze the radiator hose for a minute or so, and then fill the coolant tank again to the maximum level. After you fill the tank to the maximum level, start squeezing the upper radiator hose again and check if the level in the coolant tank drops. If it drops, fill it with coolant again. You can repeat the procedure until the coolant level in the coolant tank stops dropping. We can see the coolant tank is up to the maximum level, so now we're again going to squeeze the upper radiator hose and see if the level drops again. Here you can see when I press the radiator hose, there is still air bubbles coming out, so there is still more air in there. Once the coolant level in the coolant tank doesn't drop anymore, we're gonna go inside the car and start the car. Don't put the radiator cap on, just leave it out. So now we're going to start the car, and we're going to wait until it goes to normal operating temperature. Leave the settings in the heater to high temperature and lower setting on the blower motor. Now that the car is running, when you're looking into the coolant tank, you see some air bubbles still coming out. You might want to squeeze the upper radiator hose again for a couple of minutes, just to help it bleed the cooling system. Now the car has run for about 10-15 minutes, and the operating temperature is rising. We can see that the level in the coolant tank has dropped. Since the level in the coolant tank has dropped, I'm going to pour some coolant in there, and I'll make it to the maximum level on the coolant tank. I'm again going to squeeze the upper radiator hose for about a minute or so, just to make sure to, if there is some more air in there, just to take it out. We can see there is coolant in the tank. It's at the maximum level, so now I'm gonna go inside the car and I'm going to rev the engine for about a minute or so, a minute or two. You know when the cooling system has been bled. When the cooling system has been bled, then the heating will start to blow hot air. If there is still air in the cooling system, the heating will blow cold air. When it has been bled 100%, it will start blowing hot air. To make it faster for the engine to go to normal operating temperature, I am revving the engine, and once it's at normal operating temperature, it should start blowing hot air. I think it's starting to blow hot air from the heater now, so I think the cooling system has been bled. So now I'm going to release the accelerator pedal and I'm going to turn off the engine. Now I'll check again the level of the coolant. If it needs more, I'm going to fill it to the maximum level. After I fill the coolant to the maximum level, I'm going to put the radiator cap on, and I'm going to leave the car cool. When the engine has cooled down, I'm going to remove the radiator cap and I'm going to check the coolant level again. If it needs more coolant, I'm going to fill it to the maximum level. And then afterwards we're done with replacing the coolant and bleeding the cooling system. Next I will show you the exact procedure in writing, step by step, of how to bleed the cooling system on this car. Hopefully the video was helpful. Please like and comment on the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.